Thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time. Story Time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment to my page. Here we go. Hi guys, thank you all for tuning into Big Mama Story Time on today. Today I will be reading to you all a Disney's Villains Captain Hook. Alright guys, let's get into this book. If y'all don't know, Captain Hook is Peter Pan basically. It's the alter ego for Peter Pan. Well, the frenemy, I guess. You know. Alright. Arch enemy, I guess. Alright, let's get into this. Blast that Peter Pan, Captain Hook snarled. If only I could find his hideout, I'd trap him. Hook was the captain of the Jolly Roger, a pirate ship. More than almost anything, he hated Peter Pan. The foolish boy was always playing childish tricks on him. Years before, Peter had cut off Captain Hook's hand and fed it to a crocodile. In fact, that was how Captain Hook had gotten his name. Captain Hook had one dream in life: to destroy Peter Pan and his group of friends, who called themselves the Lost Boys. The only thing Hook hated more than Peter Pan was the crocodile that had eaten his hand. He was terrified of the creature. That cursed beast liked the taste of me so well, he's followed me ever since, licking his chops for the rest of me, Hook complained. And he'd have had you by now, Captain, if he hadn't swallowed that alarm clock. Now when he's about, he warns you with his tick-tock. Tick-tock, says Smee, Hook's first mate. One day, Captain Hook and Mr. Smee were in a rowboat searching for Peter Pan when they spotted his friend Tiger Lily. Hook had an idea. Perhaps he could make Tiger Lily tell him where Peter's hideout was. Hook and Smee snuck up on Tiger Lily. They grabbed her from behind and tied her up. Then they put her into their rowboat. Captain Hook could be a nasty pirate. He knew how to make people talk, but he also prided himself on striking deals. Hook tied Tiger Lily to a rock in the middle of the water. Surely she would be scared enough to give him the information he so desperately wanted. You tell me the hiding place of Peter Pan, and I shall set you free, he said. You better talk, my dear, for soon the tide will be in, and then it will be too late. But Tiger Lily just held her head up proudly. She refused to give Peter away. That's loyalty, y'all. Just then, Hook heard a shout behind him. Captain Hook, you're a codfish. It was Peter Pan. Hook drew his sword and leaped up to attack. At last, he had Peter within his grasp. Come down, boy, if you have the taste for cold steel, he shouted. Hook lunged and slashed at the boy, but Peter was too nimble. He drove Hook crazy, prancing and dancing around him. Hook continued to slash, forcing Peter to the very edge of a cliff. I've got you this time, Pan, he cried. Do you? Do you really? Let's see. Peter backed away from Hook, right off the cliff. Without thinking, Hook followed him. Ah! He screamed as he grabbed onto the edge of the cliff. He forgot that he couldn't fly like Peter Pan. I say, Hook, Peter said, do you hear something? Turning his attention from Peter, Hook heard a familiar sound. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. Hook looked below him. There was the crocodile, his jaws open, waiting for him. Panicking, Hook lost his grip and fell, yelling, Smee! Save me! Smee! The crocodile tried to swallow Hook, but the terrified captain managed to escape. Smee! Smee! Hook screamed as he climbed into the rowboat. Row for the ship! Row for the ship! Curse that Peter Pan, making a fool out of me. Hook said later. The boy had tried to feed Hook to the crocodile. Now the captain was more determined than ever to get him. I kind of figured that. That night, Smee told Captain Hook that Peter had recently brought a girl named Wendy to the island. It seemed that Peter's fairy friend, Tinkerbell, was jealous of the girl. She had tried to do Wendy in and been banished by Peter. That gave Hook an idea. Perhaps he could trick Tink into helping him. At Hook's command, Smee captured the little pixie and brought her to the Jolly Roger. Captain Hook told Tink that if he knew where Peter's hideout was, he could capture Wendy and take her away from Neverland. Tinkerbell fell for his evil plan and showed him Peter's hiding place on the map. But first, she made him promise not to lay a finger or a hook on Peter. Okay, he's evil, Tink. He ain't gonna fall. He ain't gonna do what he said. That night, Captain Hook and his crew followed Tinkerbell's direction straight to Peter's hideout, a place called Hangman's Tree. Quickly, they attacked. Caught completely off guard, Wendy and the Lost Boys were easily captured. Now it was time for Hook to deal with Peter Pan. Hook chuckled as he lowered a beautifully wrapped package into the hideout. Inside was a bomb. Wouldn't it be more humane like to slit his throat? Smee asked. Hey, laughed Hook, but I've given me word not to lay a finger or a hook on Peter Pan. And Captain Hook never breaks a promise. Oh, so you gonna blow him up instead, huh? Hook commanded the pirates to take Wendy and the other children back to the Jolly Roger. He gave Wendy and the Lost Boys a choice: join Hook's crew or walk the plank. Wendy was sure Peter would save them, but Hook just laughed. I can see our little friend at this very moment reading the tender inscriptions. Hook told Smee, to Peter, with love from Wendy. Within the package, he will find an ingenious device set so when the clock is like this, Smee added, indicating 6 o'clock, Peter Pan will be blasted out of Neverland forever. Hook finished. Still, Wendy refused to join Hook's crew. Hook was not expecting that answer. If he could not get Wendy to do as he said, he would use her as an example to make the others fall in line. Hook gave Wendy his most gently bow and said, ladies first, my dear. He watched her walk the plank, one step, then another, closer and closer to the edge, until finally, she jumped. Oh, wow, okay. She had faith in Peter. Captain Hook waited and waited, but he heard no splash. The other pirates began to wail in fear. The ship's bewitched, Smee shouted, but it wasn't a ghost who had come to haunt Hook. It was Peter. Tinkerbell had warned him about the explosive package. They had come to save Wendy. Hook couldn't believe his eyes. Peter Pan should have been dead. The captain snarled. He would have to finish the job himself. Captain Hook drew his sword as Peter flew down toward him. Take that! He cried as he lunged at Peter, forcing him off balance. I'll run you through. Hook fought savagely, but Peter Pan had an advantage. He could fly. Hook had to even the playing field somehow. You wouldn't dare fight old Hook man to man, he taunted. You'd fly away like a cowardly sparrow. I'll fight you man to man with one hand behind my back, Peter crowed. Now Hook had his chance. He slashed at Peter with his sword. The boy dodged and darted out of the way, but he kept his word. He refused to fly. Finally, Hook caught Peter off guard and nearly sent him tumbling off one of the sails. Oh man, Peter. Hook could sense his moment of triumph was near. There was no way for Peter to escape. The pirate lunged at Peter with his sword, but Peter jumped out of the way just in time. Hook didn't realize how close he was to the edge of the ship. He lost his balance on the rigging and fell overboard. The only thing worse than seeing Peter's face smiling down at him was seeing what was waiting for him in the water. It was his greatest fear. The crocodile. Oh, wow. Hook, you in it again. Defeated again, Captain Hook leaped out of the crocodile's jaws and started swimming for safety, with the creature's tick-tock, following close behind him. Hook had lost against Peter Pan, but he knew he would have another chance at revenge someday. All right, okay. All right, guys, that was good to look from Captain Hook's point of view. All right, guys, thank you all for tuning in to Big Mama Storytime. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my page if you haven't done so already. All right, guys, bye.